Okay, I just turned on the auto white balance because I'm sick and tired of stopping and changing it. The Triumphant Love Resurrection Garden. This sounds like some type of church deal. Yeah, they got scriptures in here. So I think it's part of that Lutheran church that we saw down the street. Huh. This may be a waterfall that runs. Probably doesn't run out because it's winter, even though it's warm enough. Ooh, they got little chimes and oh wow. I mean, this is quite interesting. You know, no one can separate me from the love of God, not even death. St. Paul. The Lord is risen. He is risen indeed. Hallelujah. And they got these little plaques here. I'm kind of wondering what this means. People in the congregation that died, and this is their tomb. Huh. Well, this is quite interesting. And there's that hillside I was telling you about. Ah, my phone's freezing again. The Remembrance Wall. Oh, and I love chimes. I really do. Well, if the end of the world is in 3 days, at least I got to hear that one last time. That was beautiful. I love chimes. It's just something about chimes. I got to get walking again because I got to get over here, but it's something about chimes that I just can't explain. It lifts me up, you know. I just love the sound of it. But that was a very interesting garden. I guess people that died in the congregation, maybe members of the congregation. This is their way of showing respect to the lost loves. I don't know. I mean, I never seen anything like that. Maybe a lot of churches do that, or maybe something happened here, but there wasn't a plaque that explained like some incident or anything like that, like a major crash, or kind of left to question. But it could be that members of the church that died over the years, they placed their name on the wall. I think that's really respectable, really interesting, and I think a lot of churches should do that, or a lot of communities, you know. And I'm sure that the Sandy Hook Elementary School in Connecticut, I imagine that they're going to build some type of building or wall that's going to display the 26 names that were victims of that horrific incident and their ages. I hope they do. And maybe on that same wall they can put the pictures up too. Because when you look at the pictures of those children, you're like, when I was 6 or 7 years old, I was not smart. I mean, okay, kids are smart, but, you know, they're not mature. You know, they're not there yet. They're not making choices. They haven't experienced life yet. And so I really do hope they build some type of beautiful wall or some type of memorial site so that people can pay respects to them for an event like that. I mean, for a needless death. Hello. So, you know, I hope they do something like that. Just like that huge memorial in Ground Zero of the World Trade Center, the Flight 93 or 91, I think it's called. 93, I think. The one they have in Pennsylvania, that huge memorial site there. And I'm sure they got some type of memorial site for the Pentagon here, too. In the Oklahoma building, there is a memorial site of some sort. So anytime I don't know if the movie theater is going to have something similar. I hope they do build something like that. either at the theater or maybe right next to it to put up something that people can pay respects to every time they go to that theater because of the thing that happened there. You know, it was unnecessary, needless. I mean, accidents happen all the time. Car accidents, you know, you fall off a tree and you break your neck. Things like that happen all the time. But when you walk into a movie theater, or you go to school, or you get in an airplane, or you ride in the elevator of a tall building, you don't expect for things like that to happen. You don't expect a plane to run into the building that you work at. You don't expect anybody to come into your building and start shooting up the place. You don't expect stuff like that. You know, you're even thinking that can happen. You know? That's why it was a totally unnecessary event. All right, so I'm still walking down the street, and I have no idea if I'm even close to where I got to go. The only thing is, I'm walking downhill now. Walking back up this is going to be lots of fun. I'm telling you, especially with my left ankle. That's going to be lots of, it was like a little drop here. Whee! Okay. I'm still on Great Hill? Yeah, okay. I'm still on the right path here. I just don't know where it ends. But that's where I'm going. I'm going to where it ends. And at that point, I got to look for the address. Man, I really don't know what time it is right now. I got to be there at 4:30. And the next time I stop this camera, I got to see what time it is to know if I'm making it or what. The buses don't run out here, so that's why I'm walking. That's the only thing that sucks about not having a car. I want to push the fact that not having a car is a good way to go, but we live in a city where mass transit doesn't go every single where. It's harder to get around without a car. There's some nice homes down there. Very nice homes. Okay, I got another hill to literally climb down. There's no sidewalk on the left side. So I got to remember that. And I'm hoping, I don't think there's a sidewalk on either side here. Which means this is going to be a very difficult decline here. I got to stop this camera for a minute to make sure. I think the building is where that red structure is. I mentioned that in one blog. I was like, hey, what is that red thing that sticks out of nowhere? And I thought it was a church, but it's just a piece of artwork. I thought it was like an artwork for the church, but it's just a piece of artwork for a building, like a commercial building. But there are no sidewalks here. High-speed traffic. So this is going to be not so easy, especially since there's not even a trail here to climb down. All right, so I'm going to step away for a second, look at my maps real quick. I'll be right back.